I just wanted to be different from the other guys. I got the Premier League out of my head the following day. I went and won the Milton Keynes floor tournament and I hit a 9-dart. Just look to the future. No, don't worry about it. You can't do nothing about the past. You can't change it. You can't be your future. The story's just started, you know. So let's make it a good story.
Peter, first of all, thank you for inviting us to this incredible home you've got in your man cave.
Yep.
First of all, how is life as world champion?
I don't know. I just felt like world champion for a couple of days, to be honest, because all the press and everything I was doing, and doing TV and stuff like that. That was, you know, obviously that's what a world champion's got to do. But you know, I've forgotten about it really until you turn up, you know, today, reminded me. But you know, I'm just thinking, just getting on with the next tournament, try and win that, and you know, try and have a winning run, keep it going.
Sure. We're going to go back right to the start of your journey to becoming world champion. So,
Okay.
If you can remember that far, do you remember your first memories of darts and how you got playing the game?
Well, just watching it on telly. I think it was the like MFI Open at the time, and those like Big Cliff Lazarenko was on there, Jockey, you know, Eric, all them guys, them characters, and I just like, and darts just went, that's a crazy game, you know. It's just like, let's give it a try, and just obviously, and that was like the age of 13 when I got my first set of darts.
So the game struck a chord with you personally, and then you start throwing the darts. And when do you realise that you're quite good?
I don't know. My stepdad used to bring his friends around, and they used to play darts, and I used to get beaten by them all the time. And then every time I was coming home from school, I was going back on the board, practicing. And every Friday I got better and better, and I ended up beating them.
So in your formative years playing the game, I believe you had a unique way of playing the game.
Oh, I don't think it's unique. I didn't have a dartboard at the time, and it's like I just threw on trees. It's a bit cruel, sorry, but yeah, that's I would just like throw from one tree to another tree and just stuff like that, and it's a silly thing to do, but I said I didn't have a dartboard.
So then when you progressed from the trees to the dartboard, you realised you were even better, and you're playing your dad's friends, and you were quite successful against them.
Yeah. I played my dad's friends and everything, and obviously they used to beat me, and then I got better, practiced more, practiced harder, and then obviously I went to this Labour club and played there. It's like winner stays on, and I was played for at least 5 hours undefeated. And this guy from the B-side of Lord Derby, which is George Noble's dad's pub. George Noble used to be #1 youth player at the time, and he said, you should go down there, I'll play for the B-side, but you're better than me. Say you want to join the A-side. So I went down there and introduced myself, and I walked into the bar, and there was 2 people in there. There was George Noble's dad and Big Cliff Lazarenko sitting at the end of the bar. I was like, wow, this is crazy. So I went in there, I said, I'd like to join the dart team. He said, go and have practice then until the team come in, and then I'll introduce you. And then I played their captain, Steve, and I beat him. So I just joined the team then.
And from enjoying the game in a team, how did you progress to through the levels, counting, stuff like that?
George took me to. He seen how good I was getting. I was winning like the local singles and stuff like that. He said, right, see how good you are really. And he took me to tournaments like £50 tournaments where you get Essex players, A-side players, and county players, and all this lot, and from all over the place, turning up for 50 quid. It was like, and I used to go and win them as well. So yeah, I was pretty good all round at that time. But I gave it up for a little while and went back to it, give up a little while and went back to it, and give up a little while and went back to it.
So what made you give it up in these spells where you didn't play? What was the reason for that?
I don't know really. I wanted to try and get a job and work and stuff like that. Get out what normal people do, you know, go out and work for a living, and but I kept coming back to it because I love darts.
And what was the point where you start to think that darts could be a living?
It was down to Joe, who's obviously backed me like 12 years ago, 13 years ago, when I decided to turn pro, give up my job working in the garage, and so we took it from then. And after giving up your job, earned £1,200 in the first year, which was absolutely terrible. So, but you know, it's turned around.
And just going back a bit from there, you played at Lakeside, of course, in 1995.
Yep.
What was that like?
That was scary. That was obviously because I used to watch it on telly, and you know, it's the World Championships. So I got through the Suffolk qualifiers, went down to Earls Court and got lucky in the first round. Played Andres Crockall, who got chucked out by Bernie Bramwell because he was wearing jeans. So then I had to play Dennis Hicklin in the next round. Colin Wiley. I played Mark Salmon of Wales and Dennis Ovens to get through. So that was really difficult. But I got through and ended up playing Richard Burnett, who was like the #1 in the world, had won everything that year. But in the practice room back there, I was like throwing my darts. I was so nervous. I was going in the 12s and hardly hitting the 20s, and I'm watching Richard Burnett playing. He's going 140s, 180s. I'm going, oh God. Well, yeah, I was so nervous. But I went out just to enjoy it, and I did.
So from there, there was a few years until we saw you again in professional scene. So those years in sort of the darting wilderness, was that just you sort of trying to make money through, like I said, a normal job, and you didn't even have time to play darts at that level? Yeah,
I was trying to find work and in and out of different jobs, and being unemployed as well, can't find a job and stuff like that. And that's what I'd just done, and couldn't afford to go out to play darts. So it was just, you've got to, you got to grin and bear it. You need to work.
Obviously, you've got this inbuilt talent for darts, but you said your wife Jo was the one that pushed you to become, take it more seriously. How did that conversation go? Did she just say, you're quite good at this, you should try and make some money?
I think I'm more like that. I said I'm quite good at this, and but she said, she got behind me and everything, and said, go on then, give it a go. And we did, but we was nearly out of the game in 2014 Worlds. That was my last World Championships, because we had run out of everything, run out of money, everything had gone. And if I didn't do well then that was it. That was the end of me playing again. So, but lucky enough, I got to the final that year, and that changed everything. Got me in the Premier League, got me going around the world, and it just changed my life.
Going back to Lakeside, the image of you at Lakeside is one that's done the rounds quite a lot, because you're unrecognisable to the Peter Wright that everyone knows. But how did the whole image, the hair, the outfits, how did that come to pass, and what was the inspiration for that in the first place?
Well, with outfits and stuff, so obviously Joe made contact with Loudmouth and everything, with their crazy trousers and stuff they do, and they wanted to get on board, and that was 2014 as well. But asked permission of Barry Hearn, is that correct? Yeah, asked to see if it's okay, and he agreed, it's fine, no problem, so that's really good. But the colour of the hair and stuff was down to my daughter used to colour her hair all the time and stuff like that, and I just wanted to be different from the other guys. Obviously I got the outfit, but the hair started first, didn't it? And UK Open, blue square, so my hair went blue. And then obviously it was dyed as well, so I was like, I wanted a different colour next week. Joe said, you can't do that. You keep doing that, your hair's going to fall out. So we come up with a new thing though, with Joe, like she sprays the colours in now and it washes out in 5 minutes, but it takes up to 4 hours to get on. But yeah, that's how it all started.
And as you said, that came around the time when your career really took off. Do you think that those things are linked in terms of how, you know, the image makes you feel on stage? Do you think that made you play better?
I think so, maybe, because I suppose it's me hiding behind this character, Snakebite. You know, the hair's done and got a snake on, got the crazy outfits on. You know, people were always saying I look stupid up there. So what? I'm stupid, but inside, you know, I'm not. So, yeah.
I think it gives you a bit more confidence, because in the times that I've met you, you're very, you know, very polite, humble man.
Yeah.
But Snakebite, do you think it gives you like a bit more of an edge?
Yeah, I've become, as I say, I've become that character on stage. Is, you know, he's going to work, he's going up there, and as you say, he's talking to me now. I'm quite shy, and I was just like, I'm a bit nervous, but get me up on stage and everything done, and when I'm prepared and everything, you interview me then, I'm quite, you know, a different person. So I don't know, I can't explain it. Jackal and Hyde, see.
So it's sort of like is a character that you're playing on the stage, and as you said in interviews afterwards as well. Is there ever a time when you think maybe you don't want to be that character on a certain day when you're playing?
No. I always want to, you know, when I'm playing, yeah, I always want to be dressed up, and otherwise it doesn't feel I'm not 100% into it. Then if I'm not all done properly, so I need to be proper Snakebite.
And at the World Championship, 2014 World Championship, when you reached the final, that was when you really, you know, sort of became established as one of the top players. And with the image and the walk on, everyone loved that as well, and still do. Do you think that's sort of maybe the start of a new career for you in terms of at the top level? From there, do you think from there to now, it's been like a different level to what it was before?
Yeah, most definitely. It's just like people love it, and you got people hate it. You know, think it's, you know, clownish and stuff like that. But you know, you get that in the sport. You get it everywhere. People love and hate stuff. But I've got many people, like the older generation I meet now, and they go, I only watch darts now because you know, you make it interesting, you make it fun and stuff like that. So, which I really appreciate. And the kids coming through now, all the youngsters, who, you know, just watching it on TV. They get, you know, I get cards and letters off of them saying that how much they watch darts now and enjoy darts because this crazy guy jumping across the stage in loud outfits with crazy hair, and they go to school as a favourite sportsman as me, and it's like, what? That's mad.
Yeah. In that World Championship, it did end in disappointment in the final, but in a way we sort of, you know, this is the start of something for me.
Yeah. But I was, as I've said in interviews before, I wasn't ready to be world champion then, and I knew this time when I played, Michael, I was ready, you know, to take on board what you have to do and stuff. I'd learnt a lot from all the defeats, and yeah, that did change everything, you know, put me into the Premier League. A year before that, we'd already planned, you know, if I'd done well in the Worlds, I wouldn't get picked for the Premier League, but I did, and it was like, so I was thrown in the deep end there.
And do you ever look back now to those times when you were thinking, I might not be able to play the game because I don't have the money to play it? Do you ever look back and think how far you've come?
No, just look to the future. No, don't worry about it. You can't do nothing about the past. You can't change it. You can't be your future. That's it.
That's a champion's mentality, isn't it?
Exactly. That's it. It's like, that's already won. That's off the list. Defend it to get on the next one. That's it. That's what we're going to do.
And in the years between being runner-up in the World Championship and, of course, winning it, what do you think mentally the changes you went through in the game in that period?
Mentally, obviously, I've lost in many finals of other tournaments as well, mainly against Michael. But that's why he's the best in the world. That's why he's #1 in the world. But yeah, mentally change it, learning from your defeats. If you can't do that, a lot of people can't. But I can. I analyse what I do. That's why I change darts and stuff like that, to clear my mind and then approach it fresh. You know, and that's I think that's my strong point. Is like, obviously you can't do nothing about that. Get on with the next one.
And in the years, last 5 or 6 years in the PDC, you've had some really great times, but there's also, you said, there's been some difficult moments. Which was the lowest point that you've experienced?
I don't know. Can't put a finger on a specific thing, but you know, we've had a lot of stuff going on at home and stuff like that. That's, you know, not to do with like public and stuff like that, but you know, we've been through like stressful times with Joe's sister and dad and mum and stuff like that, and Joe herself. So you know, she's had back problems and back surgery and stuff like this, and it's not gone right and stuff like this, and it's hard turning up every week when you know. When Joe's come with me and she's supposed to be resting and stuff like that, and it's very hard.
Of course, that's the side of the game that, you know, fans and people, they don't appreciate. They don't know what's going on behind closed doors.
No.
But in terms of like your on stage difficult moments, which final that you should have won was the hardest to take?
Oh, I think it was the Champions League last year. Should have won that. But saying that on the other one, where I've 7 darts to win the Premier League, yeah, them two pretty close, you know, because I'd worked my way. I'd got the Premier League out of my head. You know, the following day I went and won the Milton Keynes floor tournament and hit a 9 dart, so that had gone. But yeah, I think the Champions League last year I should have had that one.
Yeah. There's very few players that would be able to do what you just said, you know, stuff like disappointment one night and then the next day get up and do that. So what do you think is different about you?
That's because you just got to learn how to forget things. You can't do nothing about it. That's it. You know, your front, that's like once you release them 3 darts, you can't change it through the air. It's like when they're in, that's it. You can't change nothing. So that's it. That's why I just think, well, just get on with the future. You can change it by hitting a 180 net score or finishing next time. You learn from the mistakes.
And do you think that's the attitude that has ultimately won you that trophy?
Yeah, definitely. It was because I know how I felt against Michael. I know how I felt against Gizzy. That I was going to beat him. Doesn't matter what if they turned up in playing him better, I would have stepped up even better, because that's the frame of mind I was in, the zone I was in, and after playing them many times, I know when they're not quite on it, to jump on it like they normally do with other people. That's it.
We'll just look a bit more detail now at the World Championship just gone.
Okay.
So first round, Noel Malik Dem.
Wow.
Previous year, you went out to Tony Alston as first round. Were you thinking, oh no, here we go again?
I was. I did. I was standing there on that stage going, how's he hitting this and how's he hitting that? And but it was down to myself not scoring as high as I should be and not finishing as strong. But he was hitting, it just seemed like he was hitting everything. And yeah, I did think back to Tony's game. I was thinking, oh, he went and won. He beat me and then lost in the next round. And I said to myself with no, I said, this man is not going to win this tournament. I can. And I said, right, let's knuckle down and let's go. And that's what I did.
And after that game, did you think, right, I've had my scare now. Let's really give it to the other players, and I can definitely win this tournament.
Yeah, well, I knew I felt I was going to win the tournament from, in my text from the 11th or 10th of December. Yeah. That I felt I was going to win the Worlds anyway. And it was just, it was a little scare. And then I thought, well, I was put under pressure. I had to dig deep, hit big shots at the right time. I even went down to sudden death, hit the bullseye, and started off with 180, another 2 treble 20s as well. And I went, right, that's pretty good for a first round warm up. Getting you mentally right, and that's what worked.
6 darts in particular, the 162 was it, followed by a 140 checkout.
Yeah.
It's incredible to think, looking back now, that you went on to win the title.
Yeah, and he had 1 dart at the bullseye for the 1-2-1 finish to knock me out, and that was it. So as I said, I fought well and had a strong mind, and that's what got me through.
Another player you faced along the way to the title was Luke Humphries, World Youth Champion. How do you feel approaching that game? Because he seemed to be on fire.
Luke's changed a lot in the past year and a half. I played him in an exhibition a couple of years ago. He gave me a fright then, and he was fantastic then. I'm going, if you carry on, you're going to be good, really good. And he's going to prove that to the world, and I've been a World Youth Champion. And he got to quarterfinals last year as well, didn't he? So it just goes to show, and I played him in the quarterfinal again. That was really scary, because he just started hitting everything. But we was having fun on stage. He was saying, "Will you stop?" He was saying to me, "Will you stop hitting everything?" Because I was hitting the 180s and the big finishings and stuff like that. And we was having fun with it, as we're still taking it serious. So, quality player.
A bit of fun on stage in the quarterfinals. Not as much fun in the semi-finals between you and Gavin Price. Do you want to tell us sort of the story of that match from your point of view?
I won. No, that was a little bit. Well, he said in one of his interviews that he said he's not going to win a set. He's going to beat me 6-0. Blah blah blah. That's only because the Grand Slam. Obviously, he played fantastic. He was untouchable then. I had a very tiring day, but it doesn't matter who had played on that day. He would have beaten anyway. But if I was a bit more fresher, I would have got closer to him then. But that was a different match. I approached this. I only had 1 match to play, not 2 others. So it was like, I'm fresh, I'm playing well, I know I've got the game to beat you, and that's the way I approached it. I was very confident. I know I switched from the fat darts to skinny darts. I was going to score more 180s. I was going to, my finish was going to be better. But there was a bit of banter downstairs, and he was saying, because I had my blue dart case, he said, "I bet your diamond darts are in airs going, and I'm going to go up 2 sets in the lap, and you're going to get your diamond darts out." I said, "No, I'm not." Yeah. So he said, "Yeah, I bet I'm going to win the first 2 sets." So okay then. So obviously I won the first set, and just got to give him a little poke like that, So just to say, I took the first set, and that was it. And and then I just took it serious from then, and just concentrate, knuckle down, and just made sure, I weren't letting him come back.
And after the second set, he gave it a bit to let you know that he'd won that set. But from then on, you sort of quietly went about just winning the game. Do you think that you just won the mental battle? Do you think?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, so I just knuckled down, focus. He wanted me to focus, be professional, and that's what I did. And but it was him in a way helped me, win the final. Why he said, you should be more instead of mucking around. You should be more professional. So I took that on board. Thank you, Gezi.
And then moving on to the final, what do you remember about the build-up the day before and sort of on the day itself, and how did it feel different to when you played him before in finals?
obviously it's going to feel different because it's the world's final. It's the biggest and the best. So it's, you know, you're more nervous. Obviously, it's New Year's Eve, so everyone else is going out having a good time and stuff like that. But me, no, I made sure I had the most rest possible.
And what was your mentality approaching the game, with it being against Michael, a man you've played many, many times, beaten him a few times, but you know he's the world #1. So how was what was your mental state going into the game?
I knew I had the game to beat him. I knew I was well, the stats. I was near enough double what Michael was doing, and I thought if I'm just doing that, plus I've got extra to come as well if need be, and I thought, well, if I carry on what I'm doing, and the only way I'm going to lose it if I fall to bits on that stage, and I weren't going to let that happen. So I just went, right, just go out and play my game, and just like when Michael made mistakes, I jumped on him, and that's all I done.
The painful defeats you talked about earlier, about Champions League, Premier League, were they on your mind at all going to the game? Were you trying to think this is going to be my revenge?
Yeah. In a way, it was in the back of my head saying, all right, this is one everyone wants to win, most of all, and this will make up for all the rest easily. To get revenge on him, and I don't know, in the UK or anything like that, or Grand Slam, it wouldn't mean as much. So, to get him in the final of the Worlds and beat the #1 is, it's a great feeling.
Because to win this one, of course, your name's in the history books forever. Whereas some of the other ones, although they're great to win, but they don't go down in history like this one, do they?
Yeah, and 2020, start of this century as well. It's like, wow. But just getting your name on that trophy and just get to hold it and stuff like that, it's just, it's crazy.
When you got it back to 2-2, was any part of you worried at that point?
No, not at all. As I say there, but he shouldn't really been that close to me anyway. It was only me not being, I wasn't totally focused. Like I'd lapsed because I'd gone 2-0 up and took my foot off the pedal, as I say, which I shouldn't have done. And I should have just kept on ploughing through and just tried to beat him 7-0. But that's never going to happen. But that was the idea.
Well, to win 7-3 against the world #1, there's not many better ways to win a world championship than that.
Exactly. That's a nice scoreline, but I saw a little clip of my game the other day, and Michael missed a double here, a double there to win sets, but I'd done that in 2014 against him. That should have been a lot closer. I'd done exactly the same, missing that one dart double there, and that was just. It worked. It went in.
So you step up to the board, 3 darts in your hand, going for double 10. Are you thinking of anything at that point? And if so, what were you thinking?
I was thinking, I don't know, I was just thinking, all right, I've got 3 darts, and then I got another 3 darts because he left 1-5-2, and the way he was playing, I don't think he would have got that. So I had another 3 darts. So I was sort of relaxed, but then a little bit adrenaline rush was going through my body as well. It was like, I was like, I could do it here, and I thought, right. But I couldn't believe when I threw the first one, I thought, clip the wire, and I was like, how close is that? That's not in. Russ hasn't called game shot. And the next one was right next to it. I was like, oh, come on. And I said, last start, I just like smashed it against, and just hopefully it went in, and it went in, and it's history. So
the moment when it goes in, I think you're the first millisecond you start walking towards the board like it's just a normal, and then does it sort of hit you that, oh wow, I'm world champion?
Yeah, that's exactly right, because what I tried to do as well as just pretend you got another leg, you got to play another leg. This is not for you know, because I've done that in the past. And when I was first starting off, when you start thinking, oh, this is to win this little bit of money to get you to pay for your hotel and to pay for your travelling, this I need this dart to go in, and you know, you forget about that. You go, right, I've got another leg to play after this. I've got another leg to play, and that's all I've done. And then obviously it sunk in and went. Ugh. When Russ went, yeah, there you go, you're champion of the world. It's like, what? Really? It's cool.
And then the outpouring of emotion. You know, you look over to your family, sat there, well, up on their feet, going crazy. But to try and describe what that was like.
I was crying like a baby, didn't I? No, but that's all that was all the I don't know, with all the adrenaline and all the hard work we put in the past, and all the years, all the ups and downs, all the horrible life I've had in the past, and that's made up for it all, and just went on and all that. It meant everything.
So all the crowd at Ali Pali on the night, and everyone watching at home, I think the general feeling was that everyone was really, really pleased to see you do it. Did you feel that from the fans?
Yeah, I think so. I've had lots of messages and from loads of people, and amazing people and friends and family, and you know, and not only that, people just love watching darts, maybe wanting to see a new face on the trophy, or just finally that Wrighty's won a major against Michael for a change, instead of people saying, oh, Wrighty's in the final again with MBG, and again MBG going to win again. It's going to, you know, it's going to be a walkover for him and stuff like that. And it was, yeah, I suppose people, you know, the underdog can win sometimes.
You've spoken about the aftermath of, you know, what it's been like to be a world champion. But what I want to know is how many days did you leave it until you got back on that practice board?
I had to go and do a TV game show in Germany, Pro-Am thing. I was like, I had a day of travelling. But actually, after all the press, I come back and I was throwing darts after I'd done all the press on the following day. So I was actually coming in and threw some darts before, packed the stuff ready to go. Yeah, because that job's done. Get on with the next one then. You say, don't stop playing just because you're the world champion. You've got to carry on playing because you've got a big sign on your back going, everyone wants to kick it. So you need to be practicing. Yeah.
So what's any different practicing as world champion, knowing that you are world champion?
It keeps shining in my eyes and everything as I'm going past it. No, it's just, I don't know, it's given me confidence. Obviously it will do, I think. It just, yeah, it gives you a new confidence that yeah, if you can win this, one of the hardest ones to win, with the UK Open, two of the hardest tournaments, then, you know, you can win anything if you put your mind to it and prepare properly.
So when you're in the practice board now, what's your motivation?
Motivation is obviously to win my next, to keep on going and winning, try and win another title, try and all the titles I've come close to, make sure, see if I can turn it into a winning one instead of runner-up one.
And then end of the year, obviously goes with that saying, you want to defend that.
Yeah, at least I know what day I'm playing on, so I can prepare for that. So that's really good. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to it, and you know, hopefully everything goes all right all year long, and no health problems for anyone in the family or myself. Then you know, no reason why I can't defend it.
And first of all, we've got the Masters coming up in a couple of weeks. That's one that you've not won before, so that'd be, obviously you must be looking forward to being introduced as world champion for the first time. But after that's settled down, you want to get the first title of the year.
Yes, yeah. Obviously, as you know, approach it in a different way as well. Like you say, as before the Masters, it's the first tournament, and it's like I used to approach it. Oh, it's just a warm-up TV tournament. Not approaching it right. It's another title. Let's go and win it. You know, it doesn't matter if it's not ranked. Let's go and win it now. That's it. That's what I'm going to do.
And then after that, you've got your 7th year now in the Premier League.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you for choosing me.
You still get a buzz out of playing those huge arenas?
Oh, they're amazing. It's amazing how many people turn up every time. It's who love darts, but just go to show you. You guys out there, just get dartboard, practice lots. You can do a Rob Cross. You can be an O guy like me and still win it. So, it's not anyone can do it, but you've got to have it in your heart. You're going to do it. But these Premier Leagues are amazing, and so we go all around the country, and the crowds turn out and they love the darts. It's just one awesome night. It just makes all the hairs stand up on your back of your neck and all the arms. It's like when you go out in the Premier League with the roars, 10,000 people or 5,000, doesn't really matter, but they make the atmosphere and it's brilliant.
One place there will be a roar is Aberdeen for the first night.
Wow, new venue.
Yeah, new venue and the Scottish World Champion homecoming night.
Yeah, but it's going to be a brilliant night for Scottish darts anyway. We've got Gary Hansen back in the Premier League, is absolutely awesome. You've got Big Hendo playing back there again. And I just hope we're not playing each other. Come on, that's not nice. But I don't know when that's coming out.
You're playing Michael?
I'm playing Michael. Oh, cool. That's it. So he's going to hate that. But I'm going to love it.
Yeah. And then, are there any trophies in particular that you'd like to win in 2020?
The match play, I think. The match play.
Why is that?
Because when I lost in the final to Phil Taylor, that was a very emotional thing. I was thinking, one of my idols, he won it 13 times?
16.
16. When I get 13, Grand Prix. Yeah. 16 times. And for me to get to the final at that time was, I was very tired. I didn't play well for the tournament, but I still got to the final. But the respect I got for that man and what he's done for darts, and that's why I've won this trophy, because his mentality and stuff like that of winning and never giving up and always coming back stronger. When people put him down, he always came back stronger and proved to the world how good he was. For me to win a match play would be awesome.
So although you're world champion, would you say that you've still got maybe a few wrongs to right in a few of the other tournaments, such as the match play, Grand Prix?
Yeah, we've got the final of the Grand Prix as well, don't I? I'm capable of winning all them now, I think. As before, it was like, can I? Now it's, I can. Plus I want to, for the World Cup pairs, want to defend our title, me and Gaz.
And just finally, before I finish, one thing we must touch on is the darts that you used to win the World Championship. Will they be staying around?
Well, I've got the darts I've won with, I've got them put away, but I've got the exact same dart itself and everything, and I'm going to keep them around for a little while until I get bored with them.
You said you've got a bucket of darts in your garage. People often say, why does he change his darts all the time? Do you think it actually helps you to throw different things quite often?
It helped me. It doesn't help everybody. It got me to number 2 in the world, chopping and changing. So I'll shut up all the critics saying you should just stick with one set of darts. But I might do now. It helped me. As I said, it helps you, I don't know, because you become lazy if you're using the same dart all the time and you're expecting that dart to work instead of aiming properly. So if you're using a brand new dart, different shape, different throwing style, then you're concentrating that little bit harder every time.
Do you think it's maybe people being a bit, I don't know what the word is, sort of, if you lose a game now and again, people would just blame the fact that you change your darts. Do you think that's maybe a bit unfair?
Yeah, well, I've lost games because I've changed darts. But if I don't try them darts, they could be like the perfect dart. But you don't know until you try them. And the time you've got to try them is in big matches. No good trying them against your friends in the pub or in a club or anything like that, or even in your dark room or in your man cave, you're not playing for loads of money. You're not playing on telly. You're not playing in the different atmospheres. You ain't playing in front of the crowds, which make things different. That's where I change my darts and try them on TV. I say some of them have worked, some of them haven't, but just what you got to learn.
You got the World Championship winning darts. How did they felt different when you were throwing them in practice? Did you think, these are definitely the ones?
It was just everything I was near enough aiming for, I was getting, and it just felt the follow through on my arm and everything, and the release and everything was just right. It just felt better than any other dart I threw. It was crazy, but in the space of like 15 minutes, I'd hit four 9-darters and missed another 3, and like a couple of them were like near enough back to back, and the ones I was missing, and I was just in that effing. It was just like, right, if I can take half of this to the Worlds, I'm going to win, and that's what I did. I only played about half of my game really in the Worlds. So, but I did want to break the 180 record. But if I'd gone another set, maybe I might have done it. I missed out by 4. I was pretty annoyed about that, but I can make up for next year.
As you say there, do you think now that you've got the World Championship winning darts, do you think I'm stick with these, or will it be I can win it better, I can hit more 180s with some other darts, I can win the final 7-0 or something like that?
No, I think with these darts I can go more 180s. My averages will be a lot better, more over 100 most of the time, pushing out over 110 hopefully. I want to try and break my record of 1, 2, 3 on the floor. I know it was live stream, but I want to try and break that on TV. I believe I can, and I think I'm on par or a little bit better than Chizzy with the 180s. I want to become a lot better than him, because he's the 180 man. He's everyone, and Michael Smith as well. So I'm out to beat them guys. This old guy can still play.
Yeah, I'd say overall the main thing I'm getting from you is that you're just looking forward, really. You're not
I'm
thinking about what's gone before.
Yeah, exactly. I'm looking forward to this year. I just believe if I concentrate, I can win it. And that's it. But if, I'm not approaching that game 110%, people have got a chance. But I've got to make sure they ain't got no chances.
And just to round it off, you've gone from the guy throwing darts at trees to the guy who probably couldn't.
I've got a tree here.
There you go, new practice board. From that to the guy who couldn't make money out of the game, and then you've gone on this incredible run over the last few years. But for you, the story's not finished yet, is it?
No, the story's just started. So let's make it a good story and a happy ending to it as well.
That'd be brilliant. Thank you very much, Peter.
Thank you very much. Cheers.